Lisa Barshinger.
Right, good evening. Thank you so much for having me here this evening. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about the evolution of business development at First Capital. I want to start off by telling you who we are. First Capital Federal Credit Union is a federally chartered multiple common bond credit union serving more than 650 select employee groups. Being that we are a select employee group-based credit union, we do pride ourselves in the relationships that we've built with our businesses. So who am I? I'm Lisa Barshinger. I'm the Community and Business Development Manager for First Capital Federal Credit Union. I've been in the credit union industry since 2004, and I've served in a business development capacity at First Capital for the last 10.5 years. I love teaching financial education and giving back to our local community, and also serving our select employee groups. So this evening, I want to talk about business development before the pandemic and what that looked like. I want to talk specifically about the year 2020, when that COVID thing happened and how business development went on. And then we're going to look at after the pandemic and what it looks like moving forward. Before we begin, though, I have a fun little video I'd like to share with you.
Business development before the pandemic.
Let's go develop some business. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm not sure how much you know about First Capital.
Business development during the pandemic.
Let's go develop some business. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm not sure how much you know about First Capital.
Business development after the pandemic.
So now that you've had a little visual about how the pandemic has affected business development, I'm gonna go do a quick wardrobe change. I'm comfier in my PJs, I hope you don't mind. And I need to grab my cat. Actually, he had other obligations tonight and couldn't be here, so I'll just move on without him. So before the pandemic, the only way we knew how to reach our businesses and their employees was face-to-face, in person. This is just a sample of our business development calendar from June of 2019. And as you can see, we had regular seg visits with our table set up, we had lunch and learns, benefit fairs, you name it, we had it. There were times where we were double and triple booked, and that did create a bit of a challenge because we're a department of only 1 to 2 people solely focused on our select employee groups. You can also see that there are times where we would be out at a business at 6 a.m., at noon, and again at 11 p.m., making sure that we can reach all of the employees of that one business. So at that time, our seg visits were 100% in person. We would always take a treat out with us, Ritas Italian Ice, our popcorn machine, sometimes some locally made soft pretzels, and it was a way to entice the employees over to our table to engage with us. So now we talk about 2020, when all of the businesses shut down, and we had no way of reaching our contact people and their employees. Because remember, the only way we knew how to do it was in person. That's when we knew we needed to pivot. And that's when Financial Wellness Wednesdays was born. Financial Wellness Wednesdays was an opportunity for us to reach the employees of our businesses, but virtually. We did it over Zoom. This is a sample invitation that we sent out to all of our contact people that they could share with their employees, letting them know that every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., one of our team members would be signed into Zoom so their employee could hop on, ask questions, open up an account, apply for a loan. So this is a sample calendar from June of 2020. And as you can see, the only thing on there is our Financial Wellness Wednesdays. So while we had those every Wednesday from 11 to 2, we also had a shift in the morning once a month from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m., and then once a month in the evening from 5:30 to 7:30 to accommodate different schedules. At that time, our visits were 100% in virtual. When visiting businesses in person, we were really only seeing the employees from that one business working that one particular shift. But by doing it virtually, we were seeing employees from all of our businesses working any shift because they could hop on the Zoom from wherever they were. So moving forward, after the pandemic, businesses are opening back up. What does business development look like now? We've taken everything we've learned, we've taken all the tools we've been given, and we've pivoted to a hybrid model. We need to meet the individual needs of our businesses and their employees, and this has really helped us to maximize our results. So here's a sample calendar of June of 2021, and yes, our in-person visits are still on there, but you'll see we've added virtual visits, including our Financial Wellness Wednesdays. While this is something that we started during the pandemic, we realized that it was something that we needed to continue moving forward. Now our visits are 50% virtual, 50% in person, and the virtual visits is really just another tool in our tool belt because now we can do more with less. During a 3-hour visit in person, again, we are only seeing the employees of that one business during that one shift, but our virtual visits allows us to see everyone working, all the different shifts and from all our different businesses. This has really helped us to expand our reach and maximize our business development efforts. We now have more time for networking, joining boards and community groups, and also developing other products and services to help serve our businesses. Let's talk about some of the features and benefits. I know what you're probably thinking. Security. How could this possibly be secure? Well, it is. We implemented a waiting room so that if we're already chatting with someone in our Zoom and someone else tries to sign in, they'll receive a message letting them know, we're busy assisting someone else, but as soon as the room is available, you will be admitted into the room. In addition, we send them a private message letting them know our direct contact information. So if they aren't able to hang out and wait for the room to be free, they can reach out to us at their convenience. And let's talk about how hands-on it can actually be. I know we're not in person, but with the ability to share a screen, we can now walk them through the process of opening up an account, applying for a loan, or just simply directing them to the information they're looking for on our website. This was especially helpful when we launched our new online banking platform, FirstCap Connect, in April of 2021. And let's also talk about the personal touch, because there is something to be said about that personal touch. We didn't want to lose that. So at the conclusion of any virtual event, we send a handwritten thank you card to all of the attendees, and we include a $5 gift card to Subway, Dunkin' Donuts, Target. I mean, come on, who doesn't want a Target gift card, right? And that's just a little token of our appreciation. I can't tell you how many emails, phone calls we received thanking us for going that extra step. So let's look at a few different scenarios. We are under a winter weather advisory and expecting 5 to 10 inches of snow. What are we going to do? We aren't allowing outside visitors at this time. Oh my, how are we going to handle that? We had an important meeting come up, and we are now very limited with space and don't have the room for you to set up a table in our lunchroom. In June of 2019 or January of 2019, that would have been a problem. We would have needed to reschedule that visit. And from that example calendar I showed you earlier, from June of 2019, you saw how busy we were. It could sometimes take months to get them back on our calendar, potentially missing out on opportunities, new accounts, new loans, new products and services. Who wants to miss out on those opportunities? The good news is, if those same scenarios come up in January of 2022, no problem. We'll transition them into a virtual visit. And we'll go a step further. Not only will we do that, but we'll schedule another in-person visit for a couple months down the road, adding an additional touch point that we may not have had we just rescheduled it for another time. It's not just Financial Wellness Wednesdays anymore. We can do so much more. Yes, we still have our virtual table visit, but now we have our virtual lunch and learns, virtual new employee orientation presentation, and virtual credit health checkups. In fact, we just wrapped up a Protect Yourself Week event at our credit union a few weeks ago, giving our members an opportunity to get a free credit health checkup. And they had the opportunity to either come into a branch and do it face-to-face, if that's how they're comfortable doing it, or doing it virtually. And it worked out great for everyone. Financial Wellness Wednesdays really helped us step up our business development game. It took us to the next level, and that is just the start. Thank you.